Howdy guys, it's Shiroberry. We are back with day 2 of the 365 challenge thing of drawing fan art of a different video game every single day for a year straight. Today we are drawing Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yesterday we drew Onion Delivery from UFO 50. Tomorrow, shout out / spoilers, we are drawing, let's see, Mario Maker. But, last episode, last video, I said that I was going to be going to Colorado for a weekend to see a musical called Hadestown with my friend. So today was the day that I just got back. It is 10:30 p.m. right now. Got back. It is past bedtime for Shiroberry here. I have work in the morning, but just wanted to get my raw sort of opinions, I guess. Maybe that's the wrong word. Experience. I'll say experience from this past weekend. So the trip was me, my friend Gray, his girlfriend, and another girl who we will call Kate. I'm not really close with this girl. I got to know her a lot more this weekend, but not someone I feel comfortable saying like the actual name of. So we will call her Kate. So let's see. I live in Salt Lake, and this trip was to Fort Collins. It was about a 7.5 hour drive. Pretty nonchalant on the way there. We talked about how Gray and Kate both are a fan of Hadestown, both know every lyric by heart, very much like the people who are very into like Broadway, productions, stuff like that, very into musicals. I've talked to Gray a lot about musicals, kind of letting him ramble about it. It's his special interest, not so much mine, but I love hearing people's passion. I love it so much. So yeah, I've heard him talk a lot about Hadestown. I'm pretty sure it's one of his favorite musicals. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, not a bad drive coming in. We got there pretty late. Unpacked, slept, woke up, hit like a New Orleans inspired brunch place. Fantastic. Oh my god. I haven't had beignets in a long time. So fucking good. If you guys are on the beignet train, shout out to that. But yeah, and then we hit the musical. We hit Hadestown just across the street at the Lincoln Center. And it was great. First musical I've ever been to, and I was actually quite blown away. I didn't go into it with like the highest of expectations, if we're being frank. But left feeling like I definitely could go to another musical. I would rank the experience an 8 out of 10, and maybe like a 10 out of 10 for musicals, but I don't know. I feel like I need to go to more musicals. Very good story. Hadestown was a great story. It's based off of some sort of Greek mythology thing about Odysseus. Is that his name? Odysseus? Fuck, what the fuck is his name? I think it's Odysseus. Like having to go back to like the underworld to like save his love interest. I don't know. For the people who are like big fans of Greek mythology, you might know what I'm talking about. So it's that story basically told in musical format. Very cool. Kate and Gray were just like talking about the differences between the versions that they know and like the versions that they performed, because it's obviously different, singers and stuff like that. Gray was like, oh my god, this guy's voice fucking is not deep enough to be Hades. Odysseus or whatever didn't go high enough, I think was their complaint. I'm not sure. I was like, damn, I liked it all. I was pretty thoroughly entertained by it. But yeah, after that we hit the bars for a while. Bar culture and drinking culture in general, alcohol stuff is so fucking different than Utah. If you don't know, Utah, I think Utah might have like the most strict alcohol laws in America, I feel like. Like you can only buy, at like grocery stores and stuff, you can only buy beer. Like that you can't get like liquor or wine or anything like that, like no spirits. You have to go to a specific you have to go to like state approved liquor stores basically. And I'm a wine guy. I love wine. So they only have like a specific list of wines that they're allowed to sell in Utah. So we just have like a shit ton of like specific stuff that is just not here. So when we went out, Gray bought like 2 bottles of wine for like the group. We went to this really cool bar up on a rooftop. That was very cool. Pretty expensive drinks. And then we also went to like a speakeasy, a bit like a walking distance from there. Drank until very late, at least for me, because, you know, bars in Utah all close at 1 a.m. I think that's kind of normal for a lot of places. Like I think Colorado was like 2 or something, so it's only like an hour difference. But still, I say that to like a Brazilian, for instance, and they're like, they don't have rules like that. Bars stay open until like fucking 6 in the morning apparently, or some crazy shit like that. Like you could just party all fucking night. But yeah, I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but I already recorded this entire thing, and then I forgot I looked at the screen and it didn't have a recording button. I stopped and like none of the audio ended up coming back up. So yeah, if I seem like a little bit tired, it's just like I've already said all this, you know, but I'm trying to still channel the energy that I had originally. But yeah, after that, we got back to the place, went to sleep, woke up, time to leave, you know. Went and got some food again, and then we hit Trader Joe's on the way back to get more wine. Trader Joe's in Utah does not have wine at all. They do not sell wine. So we hit Trader Joe's, and it was like, oh my fucking God, all this wine is so cool. Like they have Chablis wine for so cheap there, which is just like crazy. I think there's like, I'm probably talking out my ass, but I think there's like 1 or 2 Chablis in Utah, and it's like somewhat expensive. So yeah, the girls wanted this thing called peach wine that I have not tried before, so I also bought a bottle. Our group ended up buying the entire place out of peach wine. So that was something. I think I bought 1 bottle and they both bought like 3, I think, after that. So it was like 7 bottles of peach wine for our group. And then I bought like a Haken. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. It's got like a bicycle on it, and I had it when I was in Hawaii and I really liked it. So I decided to buy it again. Yeah. And then we left and we were just talking, you know, in the car, making small talk, talking about family. We talk about Kate's brother and how he's like freakishly tall. He's like 7'3" or something. Okay, so I went into this whole tirade on the first recording about how like I was like, damn, he's 6 feet, he's 7'3". That's crazy. He's a full foot taller than me. I'm a tall guy, you know. Me, Shiroberry, I am 6'3". I think I'm 6'3". I think. I've told everybody for my entire life that I'm 6'3". Not entire life, obviously, but like the last number of years, like 5 years of my life, I've been saying I'm 6'3". I've measured maybe like 3 times since then, and it's always been 6'3", rounded down. You know, some of my exes would be like, why don't you say you're 6'4" and just round up? Because I'm not 6'4", I'm 6'3". If we're rounding, it's like 6'3" and like a tiny bit extra. But yeah, I say that. And then Kate's very tall. She's a very tall girl. Okay. I look at her when we're walking around, and I would guess that she's like my height, or maybe even a bit taller. I'm not completely sure. I think I tend to think that people are shorter than me, even if they are taller. So I think in my head, I'm like, oh, she's shorter than me just off of default. But after this next conversation, I'm like, oh, she might be taller than me. Yeah, so she asks how tall I am. I say I'm 6'3". She says, I'm sorry, but you are not 6'3". What the fuck? I have literally never had someone question my height. I know how like the short people feel now. Like, imagine being 6 feet. I feel like every guy who is 6 feet is like, no, you're not fucking 6 feet. Every fucking guy, I'm sure. But this is the first time I have ever had this experience happen to me. No, you're not 6 feet. I was literally, it was like a flashbang. I was flabbergasted. I didn't even know what to say. I honestly can't even recall exactly what I said. I remember mentioning that I've never had that challenged before. Because it just threw me off. And I was like, what? What do you mean? I think I'm 6'3". I'm pretty sure I'm 6'3". I was like getting defensive. And it's like, dude, I'm tall. Like after like 6'1", after like 6 in general, bro, you're tall. Like you're a tall guy. It's not like I'm 5'8" and I'm saying I'm 6 feet, you know? I was just surprised. Like I said, it's just like, I've never been challenged on that front. It was such a weird thing for me. And she's like, yeah, I'm 6'2". Yeah, there's just no way you're 6'3". And I'm like, is she right? I've checked so many times and I've got to be 6'3". It's like if I told someone, like someone asked me like, how old are you? I said, I'm 24. And they're like, no, you're not. I don't even know what to say to that. Like everybody else in the car just went silent. And I was like, dude, I'm not lying to you on purpose at the very least. But now I want to like measure myself and be like, damn, maybe I'm not 6'3". I don't think people shrink, especially at my age. I don't think I would shrink. I'm a slouchy person though. Perhaps it's that. And I just need to like fucking stand up straight more often. But it was just so weird. It was a completely new experience. I had a completely new experience this weekend. But yeah, I noticed myself getting defensive and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. Like I literally don't care at all. Like everybody in this car knows I'm fucking tall. It's like if I said I was blonde and then someone else was like, no, you're not fucking blonde. It's pretty irrefutable. But it's also a very specific number and it's possible that I'm not 6'3". But yeah, that 6'3" comment was like the reason I wanted to record tonight, because I felt like I had to like channel that feeling. It's not anger. It's not shame. It's not anything but like a new experience. Confusion, I think, is probably the biggest thing that I felt at that point. But yeah, she said she's 6'2", and I think I responded like, oh, okay. Because in my head, I'm like, I've never even thought of this before, but I'm like, do tall women lie about their age in their height in the opposite direction? Because that's immediately what went to my head. But then I was like, I feel like an asshole, like feeling like you're lying, but also you feel like I'm lying. So, but I also don't think she was an asshole. She kept apologizing. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm being rude about this, but you're not 6'3". I'm just going to start telling people I'm 6'2", because I do not want to have that conversation again. I do not want to feel like I'm getting defensive at all. 6'2", yeah, because I don't know. I wish I asked her what she thought my height was, so I could just say that from now on. I'm wondering if she thinks she's taller than me, because I kind of feel like she is. She could be. So what, am I supposed to say I'm 6 feet? Dude, I don't know. Point is, okay, we're getting to the end here. No hard feelings against her. Had a great time with her all weekend. Also was not offended by this. I think the awkwardness and like the confusion of it all kind of threw me off. But yeah, love Kate, love Gray, Love everybody there. Okay, bye. That's the end.